So I just came across what might be the most absurd thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You're not going to believe it unless I show it to you. So I'm just going to show it to you. A lot of people, you know, I try to explain stuff and say stuff and like, oh, you're making it up. It's fake news. No. It's real. It's really real. This is ridiculous.
Some Chinese cities are using samples taken from the anus to detect potential COVID-19 infections as China steps up screening to make sure no potential carrier of the new coronavirus is missed ahead of next month's the Lunar New Year holidays, when tens of millions of people usually travel home to their families.
They're doing anal testing for COVID-19 now. This is a thing. This is a real thing. Seems like everything happens in progressions, right? It starts off like, oh, you know, it's just going to be a 2-week lockdown. Next thing you know, Quebec is an entire quarantine from 8 p.m. at night till 5 a.m. in the morning, and no one's allowed to leave their house, and the cops are kicking in their doors.
To mitigate such risk, Shanghai adopted a preventive approach. After 2 nucleic acid test result negative, we also conduct anal swab for patients. After patients swallow the nucleic acid, there may be traces of coronavirus detected in the abdominal cavity, feces, and intestine.
So it really is real. They really this cotton swabs in your butthole.
Said that applying extra anal swabs can improve the detection rate of infection and reduce misdiagnosis.
This is starting in China. I promise it's going to come to America. I feel like so many people are going to be like, oh, but it's necessary. We have to save ourselves from the horrid COVID. We have to submit, guys. It's going to be okay. No big deal. Let's find out how much of a big deal it really is.
A student who returned from South Korea who had an anal swab in Beijing wrote that it is an endless shame, while a student based in Australia mentioned in her blog that she was administered with anal swab and encouraging others to cooperate with medical staff.
Well, first of all, shout out to chicks in Australia for supporting the cause and always looking out for people when they're in need. Way to go, girls. As far as the Korean student who has brought endless shame upon his family, or endless shame, whatever he said, yeah, feel bad for you, bro.
Anal swabs. While there is no nationwide policy on use of the technique, some residents in China's northern regions have been subjected to the anal swabs with little warning.
What? Citizens have been subjected to anal swab with little warning. Doctor's like, surprise! That's horrifying. Can you imagine going to the dentist and he's like, hey, while you're here, roll over? I don't even know what to think about that part. Surprise. I know you're here for a nasal swab, but I'm gonna need you to take your belt off and drop your trousers. That's not okay, doc. It's not okay. Men in their 50s who regularly get their prostate checked probably won't have an issue with this. Shout out to those guys.
It involves the insertion of a saline-soaked cotton swab about 2 to 3 centimeters into the anus, with the sample then tested for active traces of the virus. According to local officials, more than 1,000 school children and teachers in Beijing were given anal, throat and nose swabs last week, along with a separate antibody test after one asymptomatic virus case was detected on campus.
Oh my gosh. I really don't even know what to think about that. One asymptomatic person on a campus tested positive. No symptoms, no issues. Test positive, and they immediately start anal probing children. 1,000 people, children and teachers, were anally tested, nasally tested, and whatever else. One asymptomatic person, and now kids are getting anal probed. So I don't know how it comes to stuff like this. Like, what's even the next step really gonna look like? Are they gonna have like drive-through anal testing? Like, you just hang your butt cheeks out the passenger window, and some guy's job is to all day long with a cotton swab is just grab butt fat and just next, next, your grandma, your father, next, your child, So ultimately, I really don't know what conclusions to draw from this. I'm just putting the information out there, letting you guys know what might be coming around the bend, so to speak. I just know that one of my coworkers tested positive for COVID recently, so now I have to go get tested, and they are experimenting on that new testing here in America. So to prepare myself for the anal test that I'm about to receive, I got to do some heavy meditation and thought processing.